Happy Saturday, Stevie. Oops, on my part. So I wanted to start off the video just updating on my summer reading because I mentioned that before and I'm really passionate about my summer reading. So far I've been working at my actual job for 2 weeks and it's pretty boring, so I've read a lot. I've read Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse 5. I really enjoyed it. It's had me thinking about how we perceive time and a lot about war and whatnot. It's a very good book. If you haven't read it, you should read it. Though I would say it's not my favorite Kurt Vonnegut book that I've read so far. Not an insult. I really enjoyed Cat's Cradle. I've also finished Cormac McCarthy's The Road. This book was great. The one thing it made me obsess about is why don't I have a bunker? And now I'm currently reading The Electrocholic Acid Test. I'm almost halfway through. So today the things that I want to talk about might be kind of like common sensey, or might seem like common sense to you, but you'd be surprised how many people fail at doing the things that I'm about to tell you about. So both of my jobs that I have this summer involve customer service, or well, just like helping people basically. My one job, I help employees at the hospital get fitted for masks. So it's an OSHA regulation, so it's a nationwide regulation that protects them in case they come in contact with a patient that is severely contagious. And so it's for the sake of them. A lot of people don't see it this way. A lot of them get very angry, don't understand why they have to do this, don't understand why it's such a struggle. Everything has to be done on the computer because that way it can go through employee health and then to us and then back to employee health. And that way we don't have to deal with paperwork. It's a lot easier that way, it takes less time. It's easier on them, they don't realize that, but it's easier on them. But a lot of these people that work at the hospitals are more old-ish, not like computer literate very much so. Some of them literally don't even know how to type keys on the computer, and you know, that's fine. A lot of them have their supervisors help them. But a lot of people just choose to complain instead. So here's my #1 tip of the week / month / maybe even year. Don't be rude to strangers. So you might be having a really crappy day and everything might be going wrong and you might have submitted this form that you need to submit 5 times and then you go down there and they say it's not there. Don't be a jerk and be like, well, it's there. This is all your fault, and then just walk out, because chances are they know what they're doing because that's their job and they do it every day. And chances are this thing that's new for you, you've probably most likely done wrong. Or maybe not, but there's no reason to be mean. So when you come in and you've already got a bad attitude to any place, to any situation, when you're meeting anyone, you've already got a bad attitude, their first impression of you is that you're just a mean person. So they're going to react negatively towards you, and then you're going to blame that negative attitude on them, when really they're just reciprocating what you're doing. So basically, you shouldn't go in with a negative attitude. You should go in with a positive attitude. If things go wrong, talk it out positively, because you don't even know this person. And then they will treat you positively, subconsciously, because, you know, subconsciously if someone's treating you negatively, you're going to start treating them more negatively, maybe not terribly, but not as nicely. So if you're nice, they'll be nicer to you, and then maybe you'll be able to solve this problem quicker if both of you are nice. This whole having a good attitude and a happy attitude about things is actually something that I've been working on myself for the past 2 years or so. I used to be very much a complainer. I complained about a lot of things. I definitely still complain about things. This video is me complaining about things, so obviously I still complain a lot. But I've very much grown out of complaining about everything. I like to go into things with a happy attitude. I like to think about the positive aspects. I like to you can be angry on the inside, but if you're happy on the outside, it helps to for one, you get people around you to be happier, and then they treat you better, and then that keeps you from getting more negative. And then also, when you're happy on the outside, things just start to get better on the inside. I don't know how to explain it. For me, it's a lot easier to just be happy. Obviously you're going to have days where you can't even pretend to be happy, and that's fine. But keep those as rare as possible. So when it comes to strangers, obviously you're going to have things going on in your life that are frustrating. But they're unrelated to those things, and they have no role in those things, and they don't want to be involved in those things, and they just want to go on their way, and you want to go on your way. So if you keep things nice with them, there's really no reason to be rude. I just don't understand it. I try my absolute hardest to be nice to strangers because I have no reason to make their day any worse. Because I don't know what's going on in their life. And so, me as a stranger have no place adding any negativity to their life. If I can add positivity, that's great. If I can add nothing, that's also great. I don't have to add anything. But spreading positivity, that's helping someone. But why take someone down, especially when you don't even know them? It just doesn't make sense. This is like tangentially related. You can tell that I'm kind of off on a tangent of sorts right now. If you're ever like driving in the car with your friends and you drive by someone and you decide it'd be funny if you were to shout something rude or shout something derogatory at them, don't! Seriously, what the fuck is the point of that? Sorry, it's happened to me and friends of mine, but it doesn't make sense. Like, oh, I'm gonna get a 5-second laugh out of what I'm gonna do right here, but it's probably gonna ruin that person's day. So, don't do it. Make a joke that isn't at the expense of someone else, or make a joke at the expense of your friend, I guess. That's much better than making a joke at the expense of a stranger that you have no idea what's going on in their life. They could be having literally a terrible day. I guess this stuff all kind of comes together into like this one general be nice to people, which is obvious, it's a cliche, it makes a bunch of sense, no one needs to be told it, but people do need to be told it, that's the problem. I don't understand why people need to be repeatedly told to be nice to each other. So while it's really important to be nice to your friends and family, and the people that you actually know, I think it's even more important to be nice to strangers, because you don't have the right to be creating conflict in strangers' lives, in my opinion. So, Stevie, or anyone else watching this, today I challenge you to be nice to a stranger, or a few strangers, or all the strangers that you meet today, and make sure that if you're doing anything to their life, you're making it more positive. This was kind of cheesy, I apologize. This is just how I've been feeling all week. We've had a lot of really frustrated people like yell at us at my work, blame us for things that aren't our fault. We have the power to like write down their name and send it to our manager, and then they send it to their manager, and then they get in trouble, but I don't want to make this person's life any harder. I just want them to get this thing that they have to get done. I don't want them to harass me about it. So, I try not to do that ever. It's only happened like once or twice that I've had to do that. Stevie, I will see you tonight, actually. We're going to be at the bonfire together, I hope. I hope you're going? I think you're going. Yeah, we'll see you tonight. Bye. See you next week also.